26th of July 2026. Hello everybody, this is Sergey Baklikov Live channel. My big road trip 2026 keep going, and finally I got to be in my hometown, my home city of Ufa, the capital of the Republic of Bashkortostan of Russia, where I was born and raised before I moved to St. Petersburg. Yeah, and I'm in St. Petersburg already since 2018. So was making my big road trip, released already 42 videos from all over Russia, and finally got to be here in Ufa, where I'm always coming at least once a year to visit my parents and my in-laws. So here I came together with my wife, with Albina, and with my daughter Victoria. And we came just yesterday, late in the evening, and already today I hurry up to make the stream. Okay, yeah, I was thinking about maybe to make the drive stream, but no, it's already the tradition that at first I am beginning with just a live stream starting from here, from the historic city center, and exactly from the intersection of boulevards Ibragimov boulevards and Lenin streets. So let's get it started. Yeah, this is Ibragimov boulevards. Well, in Russia, boulevard, it's when the street is, you know, the road separated with such an alleys, usually along the trees. This is the relatively new residential complex called Aristocrats. However, there are no aristocrats, I think, because, well, actually nowadays we have nobody we could call aristocrats, because, well, officially such a social class is not exist. But probably this way they wanted to show that, well, it's a cool residential complex. Yeah, aristocrats. Okay, waiting for the traffic lights. By the way, yeah, you already could see that in the title, that's plus 35 degrees Celsius today. Well, now it's 8:10. It's already plus 33, but anyway, that is considered to be extremely hot in most of parts of Russia, and in particular in Ufa, in the Republic of Bashkortostan of Russia. Oops, I'm sorry, I clicked the wrong button. Yeah, I clicked the wrong button. Okay, I clicked the wrong button and for a little bit stopped the stream. Now I believe it's okay. So, Butterfield's DJ Linia, Kelly Song, Guido Silex, Eva Urison, Supernova, Matt Huds, Drops 17P, Carlos, Joe Newell Guru, 18 Butova. This is Boomer TV, Skeptic Spud, Zelenograd. I mean, you probably refer to the heating of the warehouses of Wildberries, but well, it's relatively not a big deal. Relatively. Nice dress. Nice dress. Hello, Richard Beres. Evgeny Happy. Yep. Kitty Bell. Kitty Bell 18. It seems like Kitty Bell 18 now got to be Kitty Bell 18-9. Alright, let's keep walking Lenin Street. Lenin Street. And I'm now gonna walk along the Ufa Arena. Ufa Arena. The main hockey arena of Ufa. The home arena for Hockey Club Slovakia Live, who won the playoffs in 2008 and 2011. And that is exactly Hockey Club Slovakia Live, where was raised as the goalkeeper Andrei Vasilevsky, who as recently was twice the Stanley Cup winner with Tampa Bay Lightnings. Hello, Shahel Lavi, nice to see you. Hello, Zilber Zitter. Да, это Уфа. You still have a Wildberries in Ufa? Yeah, we have Wildberries. Well, I think that for Wildberries, it's actually not a big deal hitting even several warehouses. I mean, they have as much money as recently they were even buying the airport in Uzbekistan or Tajikistan. I think that now they will invest a lot of money into their personal air defense, and that's it. So Ufa Arena. Ufa Arena constructed here in 2008, and it's really cool that it's coincided with exactly that year when the Hockey Club Slovakia Live got their first Gagarin Cup. Yeah, analog of Stanley Cup and NHL. Hello, MCall27. Hello, NZ Pretty. Streets are very clean. Yeah, no matter where I go, the streets are very clean. You remember when I was in Moscow, St. Petersburg, for example, Kazan, I told you that, well, probably not every Russian city is as fancy as Moscow, St. Petersburg, Kazan, but every city is neat, pretty neat and clean. Here is a little monument to the hockey fan. So the seats, the scarf, the cap, the drum, and the flag. Hello, the Sheldo One. Strange how YouTube shows me by nickname now. It's Alan Bailey, long-time subscriber supporter. Yeah, Alan, I definitely remember you. And I know that you actually live, or at least lived, in Russia. Yeah, and it's not now, it's already for quite some time, when YouTube changed the impression of the names, like nicknames in the chats, in the YouTube chats, and instead it shows the actual ID. Probably it's because ID are unique. They all are unique. Well, actually, the how to say, like, impression names, the names you wanted to be impressed, they could be not unique. Maybe that's because of the safety or something. So this is the fire department. By the way, let me get a better camera like this one. Just a regular camera. Here is the fire department, and it's one of the oldest because you see there's a watchtower. Yeah, back in the days, in the end of 19th century, most of the buildings were only like 1, 2, 3 stories, and that watchtower was one of the largest points. Yeah, and this is the park, Yakutov Park. Yakutov Park, by the way, I think maybe it was stupid of me that instead of just going through the park, I went through the arena. But now I don't want to go there. I really won't go there. I just will walk through Lenin Street. It's 2020. Daner Kebab, if you remember, I told you that this is already for years the best place for Daner shawarma. Yeah, by the way, we are now in the place where shawarma, St. Petersburg shawarma, already called shawarma. Only in St. Petersburg shawarma is shawarma. Anywhere else in Russia, shawarma is shawarma. In some places, Daner Kebab. Так, wanna roam. Yeah, well, I can say that actually one of the reasons why they hit Wildberries is that Wildberries is smoking good and just creating a pretty good picture. But in terms of any real effectiveness, how to say effectiveness, it's actually pretty much questionable. But recently they figured out that people in the West actually love the pictures. They love the pictures. When they see like a big smoking pictures, it creates the, how to say, imagination that, whoa, like Russia is on fire. Hello, Barry Brin, nice to see you. So you see, I'm in Ufa. Ufa, the capital of the Republic of Bashkortostan of Russia. All right, so finally this new mall seems like started to work. I see somebody's going inside. Do you remember like last 2 or 3 years we saw it was under construction? Several times it was changing the developer. I don't know, like those companies which were promising to finish the construction of it, they were bankrupting or something, but now finally they have finished. And I already see a big coffee shop there called Mama Varit Coffee, Mama Brewing Coffee. Hello, Alice Gies, James Miles. Yeah, Sunday nights, amazing Sunday nights, very relaxed atmosphere. When now most of people on their daches, now just going back from their daches. But I decided not to go to dacha in Tevtimanovo, if you remember that place, but I will go later. Probably in the nearest days. I'm not sure if I will making the live stream from there. By the way, this is the headquarters of the Ural-Siberian Bank. Of course, one of those banks which is under sanctions, under the European sanctions since 2022. And this great monumental Stalinist architecture building, that's the Ministry of Ecology of the Republic of Bashkortostan, because you know, Ufa is Ufa, but Ufa is the capital of the Republic of Bashkortostan of Russia, and that's a vast land which has a lot of nature. And that nature, of course, require the watch, the defense, and so. Are you visiting anywhere in the Penza region? I know you already reached Saratov, which is close by. Probably not this year. Probably not this year. You know what I've made sure? I've made sure that this year I need to focus more on like a really big locations, or on the cities, like on the locations like a big brands. For example, you know, like the cities with the population of million+ residents, okay? Or for example, Peterhof. Peterhof is like a really small place, but it's a world-known brand, and I've got like already over 150,000 views on Peterhof, right? So I figured out that before filming and showing like smaller places, you need to pump up your channel. You need to get a really like a big audience. And you know, for the last 43 videos, I figured out that, you know, the videos got as many views as many of the residents are living they have. So like how big are the views on each video? It's like about equal of their population, okay? And so recently I need to focus on like a bigger location. So that's why, for example, the nearest places I'm gonna film in, that's of course Ufa, where I am now, also nearby, relatively nearby, Chelyabinsk, Yekaterinburg, and Perm, all the million+ cities. So this is the Revolution Street. Revolution Street. Look, this was the first nine-storied building in Ufa back in 1960s. Yeah, Ural-Siberian Bank. All right. All right. So, the Green Hearts of Ufa. Yeah, it is considered that the main color of Ufa and the Republic of Bashkortostan is green. So it's considered that everybody's in Ufa have a green heart. How about Yaroslavl? Well, I filmed, as you know, I filmed in Yaroslavl. Hello, powerful. Carlos, your strategy is working well, Sergey. Yeah, you know, I started, my first 20 videos were from like a smaller locations, and well, those videos never gained like too much of views, okay? But as soon as I started filming Moscow, Nizhny Novgorod, Kazan, Samara, even Astrakhan, you know, Volgograd, Saratov, or Birch Alley. So as soon as I started filming those, so I started getting like more views. Sergey, they say in the news there are huge lines and gas stations. Is it true? That's what we hear in Greece. Well, in some places there were some big lines, because it is it was in the moments when you know, somebody started a good informational and psychological attack, and many people just started like buying the gas as crazy, including the speculators who was buying it in a hope for selling it like twice more expensive. But then it was prohibited to get a gas into the canisters or any other, you know, or anything else except your fuel tank. So, you know, many of those speculators, they were not even shy to film all that shit, how they were buying like thousands of liters of the gas. Okay, and then we're selling that twice the price. Okay, so, but now it's actually, well, and of course, as always, the Western media makes a big deal out of it. But Now, for example, recently for the last 2 days, I drove more than 2,000 kilometers. I never see any problems anywhere. Hello, William Kennedy Jr. In a few days, I will make the drive stream in Ufa. Now it's a walking stream, but in a few days I will make the drive stream, and you will see. So I still remember the early videos of Ufa showing the grocery stores in Ufa. Yep, those were epic videos. Yes, on my Real Russia channel. Brownie Bakery. Hey guys, you saw that? You saw that? That was a black guy. Whoa, you saw that? Black guy in Ufa. Whoa. Whoa. Who would thought? Who would thought? Okay, Dostoevsky Street and Lenin Street. Hello, Peter Green. Do you speak any Bashkir? No, actually, I do not speak Bashkir. All I know is like a few words. But Bashkir language sounds a little bit Turkish because it's a Turkish group of languages. For example, Essay ozata maktap, Atay ozata maktap, Bezen korşalay bugün, korşalay yakti mektep. Irken bulmeler yakşı, şunday matur mektepte yakti, Ukırğa kerek yakşı. Sine kupakşa kerek, mine kupakşa kerek. Min matur kiyao, min matur kiyao. Sağ bulsun, behetli bulsun. Vakit kukmaya, bez hazır hoytabız. Rahim eteges. Hello, Luva. Okay, keep walking, keep walking. Yeah, I love showing this part of Lenin Street because you can really read it like a architecture, like a book of architecture. Look, this is 1950s, the Stalinist architecture. This is the Stalinist architecture too. Meanwhile, this is the end of 19th, beginning of 20th century. That's yet what is considered to be pre-revolutionary architecture. These two houses, the merchant houses, who usually lived on the second floor, and on the first floor they had their shops or workshops. Depends on what kind of merchant was that. If that merchant was producing something, it was a workshop. If it was just only about like buy, sell, buy, so it was just a store. Next building, it's 1930s constructivism, 1920s, 1930s constructivism, okay? And there is just a typical 1960s Khrushchev residential building. And this is already like the beginning of 2000s. This is the youth, youth. Tatar Youth Theater. The National Youth Theater. National means that the spectacles here goes on the national languages, like a Bashkir language, also Tatar language. By the way, let me tell you that Russians are, of course, the major nationality living in Russia. But then goes Tatars. Many times I was taking you to Kazan, the capital of the Republic of Tatarstan of Russia. And here, it's interesting that even though this is the Republic of Bashkortostan, the majority of population in Ufa, it's Russians, then goes Tatars, and then goes Bashkirs. Well, Bashkirs actually the third and fourth. Well, Bashkirs about as many as Chechens. So the Chechens and Bashkirs actually sharing the third and fourth place ethnically in Russia. You can go and check it out. Yeah, Russian, Tatars, Bashkirs, and Chechens. So, in fact, we are now in the Republic of the ethnicity, which is the third largest ethnicity in Russia. Since 1574, when Bashkirs joined Russia by the invitation of Ivan IV the Terrible, and differ from the Republic of Tatarstan, it was without any like a wars. It was by the goodwill. Another great constructivism, the Hotel Bashkiria. Bashkiria, it's a simple form of the word Bashkortostan. You know, Bashkortostan is like officially, and Bashkiria, it's just like a simple, informal. Hello, Ray Charles. Oh, hello, Jan Norbo. Hello to Norway. By the way, great hotel, which was completely renovated 10 years ago for the guests of BRICS 2015. Do you remember Summit of BRICS and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization in 2015? Whoa, it's been already 11 years ago, and I was there. I was making the video there, if you remember, and that was the only time in my life when I saw Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, in person. Because I was on two of his press conferences, the final press conference, like a summary press conference by the results of Summit of BRICS, and the summary conference by the results of Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit. This is the Academy of Science of the Republic of Bashkortostan of Russia. And amazing murals there, mosaics. Luva, thank you very much. Hope we see your village soon. Well, I will be there, but to say honestly, I don't know yet if I will film, but I will try to. So, one of a nice Soviet mosaics. Yeah, glorifying the people of science. Yeah, but I will try to do the stream there if I will have time, because actually they're planned a big program, but I will try to make the stream there because I know you love it. Ray Charles, thank you so much. Thanks for the super chats. What do the number mean in the bottom right? Bottom right. Number. Bottom right. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see any numbers now. Hello, Servicero. Hello, Pintagallo. Hi, Costa Rica. Hello, Richard Rasmussen. Hi to Saskatchewan, Canada. Francesca Conti. Hi. Francesca Conti. Look, they are changing the pipes. Yeah, pipes is actually the main pain in the ass of what is called central heating, and most of people in Russia are having so-called central heating. It's when from the boiler, from like a big boiler or power and heating plant, there goes a big pipe, like a big water pipe, and then that water is getting, how to say, redistributed to a smaller pipes, which are leading to the each certain residential or administrative building. Okay, and the thing is, from time to time, you need to change those pipes, and that's the whole pain in the ass. And well, anyway, you need to make a prophylaxis of those pipes every year. So, and this is one of my favorite places ever that I used to visit all the time when I lived in Ufa. This is the State Concert Hall Bashkortostan, which used to be the Palace of Culture of Oilers. 452, that's how old is Ufa, founded in 1574. The thing is, this is the concert hall for the National Symphony Orchestra of the Republic of Bashkortostan of Russia, which a couple years ago got a status of the academic Symphony Orchestra of Bashkortostan. It happens after, you see, Dmitry Kryukov from Moscow got to be the head of the orchestra. Dmitry Kryukov, a big professional. You maybe even remember the other year when I've met him right here in the streets and we had a small talk. It happens a little bit after National Symphony Orchestra got a status of academic. It is taken 30 years for them to take that status. Even more, like 34 years. Can you imagine? Also, you probably remember my video in 2022 or 23 when they were coming to St. Petersburg, and I was making the stream from the Grand Hall of St. Petersburg Philharmonic. Hard Crow, thanks so much. Very expensive coffee these days. Oh my goodness, the inflation is crazy. Thanks so much, Jan. Michael B, hello. What, this is Dmitry Kryukov. Так, look, soon there's coming the concert to on the 23rd of September, the concert dedicated to 120 years of Dmitry Shostakovich Symphony number 11, dedicated to the year of 1905. Yeah, if only I would be here, I would go to that concert. Well, together with my daughter Victoria, when we lived here, we were never missing any concerts. Hello, Smoky Sally. I also remember that several times I was taking you here. I remember I was taking you here for Christmas concerts and also once for Rachmaninoff concerts. I remember once I was here in Ufa and there was an amazing concert. Can you imagine? In that concert they played, in my opinion, the best piano concerto of Sergei Rachmaninoff. It's Piano Concerto number 2. Well, many people love also the most number 3, but my favorite is number 2, Piano Concerto number 2. And out of his symphonies, and there also was his best symphony, Symphony number 2. Whoa, what a night was that. So look, they played Symphony number 2 and Piano Concerto number 2 by Rachmaninoff in one same concert. Hello, Arlene Herber. All right, so getting closer to the Motherland movie theater. The movie theater built in 1953. Now the building considered to be the architectural heritage, and under the architectural defense. Yeah, Shahelavi, you remember that, you really remember that. That's FUCK Apartments. So this is the Motherland movie theater. Great Stalinist neoclassicism. Look at that, porticos, columns, and fretwork. Can you see that? And this is the FSB of the Republic of Bashkortostan branch of FSB, Federal Security Service, a former KGB. And that's the office of Rostelecom, Russian telecommunication company. This company is actually almost a monopolist in the owner of landline phones. But these days, not many people cares about the landline phones. So I think they mostly now making the money with the cable TV and internet. You know, I think I canceled my landline phone in like 2010. My parents canceled that probably 2012. Well, recently, I don't know anyone who still holds the landline phone, because just the mobile plans are pretty cheap. All right, so now what Ufa in Russian, Ufa in Bashkir language, and Ufa in English language. And now I know you're probably already missing the Art Quadro, the best public space in Ufa. And what's interesting, it's actually a private initiative of one Ufa's mogul, oil mogul, just the guy with a lot of money he made with an oil business. He is invested lots of money into an old neighborhoods in the historic city center of Ufa, and turned that into not only the best public space in Ufa, but one of the best public spaces in whole Russia. Now you will see that that place is not worse than any other place in Moscow and St. Petersburg. Nastoychная, from the word nastoyka, tincture place. And this is Steakhouse and Pub Sherlock Holmes. Here you can always find a good pint of stout. And there is gallery art. Well, this is how they are actually constructed, the new building. This is the mall and movie multiplex. But this is how they had to preserve this historic facade. All right, dudes, let's enter the Art Quadrat, one of the best public spaces in Russia. Well, this is also actually a part of Art Quadrat. This is the bar line, bars and clubs. And here we go to what is called amphitheater. Hello, iPro. Amphitheater. Every weekend here, the performances of different bands, and it's always free. It's actually, well, the musicians are getting paid by the administration of Art Quadrat in order to have here an entertainment program. You see? And it's called amphitheater because the stage is actually lower. The stage is lower than the seats, the spectators. You see? So people are watching. The concert is about to start soon. It seems like the musicians are just getting ready to start to perform. You see that? There is also more of different restaurants, cafes. There is an open air rooftop cafe. О, приветствую. Hi, man.
I wish you a nice trip.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much. This guy recognized me. Hello, Angelina Alexenko. So this is the first part of Art Quadrat called Amphitheater. Amphitheater. But we keep moving. At yoga studio, dance studio, maybe dance community, the school of dance and stretching. So we go further. Вот Italian restaurant, Panini Italian restaurant. Так. But here is always a fair of handmade jewelry, different berry cocktails. Oh, Latin dances. It's a Latin dance time. It's also pretty universal. It's a pretty universal area. In the different times here happens different activities. Well, right now it's all about Latina, bachata and stuff like that, salsa. It's like on Vasilyevsky, on the spit of Vasilyevsky Island in St. Petersburg. Hello, Corey Lombard. Salsa. The sculpture of Jazzman. It's called Jazzman. So how do you like it? Ufa, as always, booming big time. And there is the best club in Ufa. It's called Club Dreams. Hello, Media Marklid, Navy Jack. Here is more of different cafes and bars, corn dogs, burgers. This is seafood, and there is the best club in Ufa. It's called Dreams. In Russian language, it's called like Club Dreams. In Russian language, it sounds like club called Dreams or Club of Dream. Yep. Here is a little street ball area. The guys are playing street ball. Back. Here the guys are playing ping pong. Hello, Mark Davis. This is Thai ice cream. Thai ice cream. Yeah. 欢迎来到俄罗斯. Oh, this is a wine ice cream wine. Yep. So, art quadrat, keep going. This is all still art quadrat. Here is the entrance to that club of dreams. Dreams Club. This is cool store where they sell those fucking vapes. And this is the gallery. It's a picture gallery. The expositions are changing all the time here. This is the bar, open air bar. Also later, usually here, they're staying the DJ, playing also the music. There is that club of dreams. Yeah, perfect. Hello, Party Frog. Tinctura bar. Tinctura. So, tincture's there. Okay, and this is like the sports area. Well, they have also like the basketball rinks. Also in the winter time, here is an ice skating rink. And also, but in the same time, here is a big bar line. Also, here is more of bars and those frigging hookah places. Another stage. Well, sometimes here they have paid concerts. When they are closing this zone, it's when like really popular artists of Russia are coming. Especially they love inviting here the so-called freshmen, like a Russian new rap. Can we go see the Bashkortostan Funny Fuel Oil Refinery? Well, yeah, I filmed the Bashkortostan Refinery like maybe 5 years ago. You can check that video out. But now it's too far from here. It's actually in the industrial parts of Ufa. All right, and so that's it. So this was an amazing art quadrat. Now, can somebody say this is not a great place? Nobody can say it's not great. Well, and this is the communistic streets, almost a corner of Lenin Street and Communistic Street. And look, what's also interesting is that now we gotta go to the corner of communistic streets and socialistic streets. But socialistic streets was renamed to the street of Mustai Karim. Rossik's KFC. By the way, this is the place where actually was taking the decision about making of Real Russia channel. Hello, Tommy T. Perfect. Perfect. Spider-Man. This is a part of, this is one of the buildings of a big Ufa State Technical Aviation University. Whoa, you saw that? Another black guy. Whoa. Today we already saw 2 black guys. Can you imagine? Whoa. Whoa. And this is Гостиный двор. Гостиный двор from 1897. I heard that Russia passed a law that required store signs to be in Cyrillic, or was that an ordinance in Moscow? Yeah, and little by little I see that all the signs are getting changed. So yeah, it's actually started to work. 1897, Гостиный двор, guest yard or merchant court. And this is the parking, which is on a weekend is free. You see, on a weekend it's free. So people may come and just leave their car here and to hang out in the historic city center. Back in 2000s, here was the club Atmosfera 2000. Yeah, that's where I was hanging out, listening to lots of house music. Hello, Bobel. Hello, Greg. Дорогая, я перезвоню. Darling, I'll call you later, bar. You remember how I was making the video here and was making an interview with Anton Sevidov from Tesla Boy band. Sometimes he is performing as just a DJ, as just Anton Sevidov. Perfect, right? Perfect. Well, Гостиный двор. This is the central facade from the side of Lenin Street. Yeah, perfect. totally great time in Ufa. Rory Holler, thank you so much. Reko, hi to Germany. Привет, Германия. Yeah, perfect, perfect. Well, I remember how in the beginning of 2000s here was a big fountain. Not sure why they removed it. Hello, Ellie77. Not sure why they removed it, because it's perfect. I mean, that was perfect. That was perfect, for fuck's sake. But now they have a big ice skating rink here. Okay, oh, I see, finally I see in Ufa full-scale music bands. When they have a drummer and guitarist and bass guitarist and vocalist. Usually in Ufa always was just mostly solo musicians. Just for example, a guy playing guitar. So you see, Ufa is getting better in all senses of it. Yeah, perfect. And this is the corner of Lenin Street, but this is Lenin Street. Another constructivism. This is the Consumer Union of the Republic of Bashkortostan, and October Revolution Street. Ray Charles, thanks a lot, thanks a lot. And this is, if I remember well, the very first McDonald's in Russia. It's interesting, but this was the building in Soviet days. It was the building of the store called Children's World. That was the biggest chain of children's stores. But in the beginning of 1990s, they experienced problems, and that's when McDonald's was able to get this building, this historic building. Well, of course, now McDonald's in Russia called Вкусно и точка, tasty, and that's it. Tasty, and that's it. That's it, man. Two stories here, two stories. Oh, so cool here. Let me remind you, 33 degrees Celsius in the streets. And here it's so nice, conditioner. Yeah, man. As always, pretty full. Okay. And this is the car of the guys who are picking up the money, like a weaponized guys who are picking up the money, the cash from organizations. Sabrina Fair, hi Sabrina. Hello Blazer. Okay, this is the bus station. And this is express window. Express window. It's like a drive-through, but it's like a walk-through. Because you can't drive through, but you can walk through. You can just walk and order the stuff without getting inside. And that's how it works at night. At night, they are closing. At night, they are closing the restaurant inside, but all night long you can order the stuff from that express window. And this is the theater square, because there is located the Bashkir State Opera and Ballet Theater. By the way, the theater where his career started Rudolf Nureyev. Rudolf Nureyev, who was as good here as he was invited to perform in Kirovsky Theater, which is now called again Mariinsky Theater, the best opera and ballet theater in St. Petersburg. And he was as great there as he was taken for the European tour of Kirovsky, well, back then Kirovsky, now Mariinsky Theater. And that's when he defected. And then he mostly performs in Paris, in France, and Europe. And he was extremely popular back in 1960s, 70s. For example, he used to have an apartment in that Dakota building next to the Central Park in New York. He was a neighbor of John Lennon. And this is light and music fountain called Seven Bashkir Girls. Yeah, by the legend about Seven Bashkir Girls, who was hijacked. They were hijacked by the Kazakhs. They tried to run away, but when they realized the Kazakhs are going to reach them, they drowned themselves in the lake. But since then, people from time to time see them getting out of the lake dancing. What beautiful oriental looking Bashkir ladies. Так, Mr. Ayupov, hi. Hello, Barbara Wilson. Hello, Baines Brood. Maxi Ferro. Это iPhone 15 Pro. Hello, Ivan Birds. Okay, and now going to Bashkir State Opera and Ballet Theater, the place where Rudolf Nureyev started. So he was as good as he was invited to Mariinsky Theater, and as good as, together with Mariinsky Theater, went to European tour, and he never returned from there. He defected the Soviet Union, being in Europe. Bashkir. It's one of the greatest cultural places, along with that state concert hall Bashkortostan I was showing you earlier. "1920s, hello." And this is the Bashkir State Medical University. one of top universities of Ufa and Bashkortostan, along with Ufa State Ufa State Petroleum Technical University, Ufa State Technical Aviation University, and Bashkir State University. This is Bashkir State Medical University. And we are now going to the Soviet Square. If you remember, Soviet Square is an amazing place, which is yet like 3-4 years ago was just a parking. But then they are completely removed the parking and made a great place with an on-ground fountain where children so much love to hang out and jump around. And that's amazing memorial to the General Shaymuratov, Minigali Shaymuratov. It's interesting that Minigali Shaymuratov was the one who, back in 1943, participated in the liberation of Lugansk. And that whole memorial is the memorial to the defenders of the motherland, commemorating the Bashkir warriors who participated yet even in the Patriotic War of 1812, in the world more known as the French invasion of Russia, and who participated in World War II. This is that on-ground fountain I told you about. Yeah, many parents are coming with the children, and they have the second complex of the clothes. Oh, hi. Because they all know. Что ты так же в Затоне живешь? Ты в Затоне сейчас так же живешь? А брат? А, понял. А давно он там?
Ну, как мобилизация была.
А, понял. Ну так вообще он в Затоне был? Понял. А я сейчас... Ясно. А я сейчас в Петербург переехал. С 18-го года. Но каждый год приезжают к родителям. Сейчас приехал, стримлю.
Надо тебя поймать.
Да.
С тобой последний раз встречались,
Да. Я туда постоянно ходил. Да, я постоянно туда ходил. Давай. This is my classmate, Семен. So, most of parents here, they are coming with the second set of clothes because they all are getting wet. And this is the great monument. Yeah, you know, it's actually the monument which was made just a few years ago, but in the best traditions of 1950s. Look. And this is our канал Baklykov Live. Baklykov на YouTube. The General Minigali Shaymuratov. Yeah, he was making something, was now making his descendants again. He was liberating Lugansk. The monuments made in the best traditions of 1950s neoclassicism. This is the Ministry of Agriculture of the Republic of Bashkortostan. And this is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Ufa. Yeah, Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Bashkortostan does not exist. It's the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Ufa. It's an Ufa branch of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Russia. Yeah. What a great time. What a great time here in Russia. Yeah. Mini Galisha Muratov. Who would thought that 80 years later his descendants will liberating the Lugansk again. Давай, давай.
Сейчас видимся и разом.
Сейчас, секундочку. Сейчас.
Готов?
Давай.
Все. Нормально.
Потом посмотрю в ВК. Ты в ВК сидишь или где ты сейчас сидишь? Ну да, я, по-моему, как раз сегодня твоего брата видел. Ты там, по-моему, с мамкой стоял. Там фотка.
Ага, да, да, да.
Офигенный фонтан. Ты вот прям тоже приходишь, да, там с комплектом, с одеждой сухим, да?
Да нет, какой
Здесь
вот.
многие вообще приходят с комплектом, со вторым.
Мы вообще мимо проезжали,
А,
с сыном вот проехали.
понял.
Тогда заедем, я говорю, давай.
Ну что, офигенно здесь, офигенно.
Кайфово, ну.
Видишь, даже музыка здесь специально написана для этого фонтана. By the way, dudes, I never told you that even the music here is composed special for this fountain. Unique music. Так. Yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. You see this? Russia is a greatness and power. Yeah, Russia. It's a quintessential of a history, culture, architecture, literature, arts, science, music. Russia. Офигенчик. Да. And that's all over. Hello, Marsha. Nice to see you. This is the street which is called Советская. There is one of the children's music schools in Ufa. And this is the Bashkir Pedagogical University. Here goes and education of a futures teachers. So how do you like it? Amazing Ufa, my hometown. Серж Фангеймер, да, здесь в Уфе дачи очень развиты, плюс еще у многих деревни. Okay, the October Revolution streets. Офигенчик. Офигенчик. So you guys saw this? You saw this? My hometown. My hometown. Охуенчик. Охуенчик. Заебура. Do you plan to visit Kazan? I visited this many times. The last time I was there is in the end of May, and made a great video there, which has already got over 100,000 views. Ufa. Mr. Big Sky, hello. And this is the place where the bikers are hanging out. Bikers of Ufa. One of the hotels called Nesterov Plaza. Great option to stay in Ufa when and if you will come here. Yeah, right in the center, right in the very center. You're just getting out and of the hotel and you're next to Гостиный двор, Lenin Street. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching today. I'm sure you enjoyed. And I will see you another day. Probably I will make it a drive here in Ufa. Well, here I'm gonna stay for definitely several days because I definitely have the things to do here. All right, dudes. My name is Sergey Baklikov. This is Baklikov Live from Ufa, the capital of the Republic of Bashkortostan of Russia. See you.